What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video where today we are going to be ranking all of the Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees hockey masks. Let's get it.
Area of entertainment.
Guys, let's get right into it. A lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually a mask maker. I make custom Jason masks. I made this mask and I made this mask. And basically, the Friday the 13th franchise is one of my favorite slasher movie franchises of all time. And just like a little bit of a disclaimer, this is not me ranking the movies of the Friday the 13th franchise. That's going to be in a completely different video. This is just basically on the actual hockey mask that Jason actually wears in the movies. Oh, and just a quick little thing, I am doing all of the Friday the 13th movies, but I'm doing one short film and one video game because I feel like, you know, Jason, you know, in those types like kind of count, and also I kind of count those also as masks. But anyways, let's start at the very bottom of the list. We have number 13, the Jason X Start mask. This mask really is bad. The thing that kills it is the nose of the mask. It doesn't look right, especially the profile of the mask, how like the profile doesn't work on it, and it's just a bad mask for Jason to wear. And the chevron, I feel like, is kind of too small for my liking. Like the little triangle is too small. The only thing that kind of like makes it like a little bit better is the weathering and like the damage on it. I do like how the axe mark is like that damage, and like the coloring is really cool. But besides that, the mask is just a bad mask that Jason should wear. And yeah, that's all I can say from that. Up next, we got number 12. And speaking of Jason X, we have the Uber Jason mask, which this mask is kind of cool. I like the chrome, I like everything, but basically like that mask is just like like the shape of it is just weird. I do like the fact that, like, you know, it's technically a future Jason look, but still, like, I just don't like how the mask looks, the shaping of it, especially like how like it kind of like goes in back and there's like a plate in the back. It really looks weird, and the nose holes are weird. It is a cool looking mask, and it is like kind of like, you know, cool looking, but still at the end of the day, it's just not a good mask, and it's not something that you would think about when you think of Jason Voorhees. And yeah, so that's why those masks are very low at the bottom. Up next, we got the MKX Jason mask. Obviously, we gotta bring Jason in video games now, but this is the only video game one, I promise. But basically, Jason Voorhees in Mortal Kombat X, it has the essence of Jason Voorhees, and it has the essence of him with the color and everything. But I just feel like this mask just gets like kind of like, I feel like there's better masks of him wearing. And the chevrons, I don't like the chevrons, how like they're kind of like weird and wavy. Like, it's just like the chevrons are weird. The cracks in it are kind of like also weird. And again, you know, this kind of gets a little bit of leeway because it is a video game mask, so of course it's not gonna have the same quality as like a movie mask. But still though, it's like, I feel like there's better masks out there, and the coloring is a little bit weird, but long story short, it's a mask that, you know, is better than the mask from Jason X. Next, at number 10 spot, we have the Never Hike Alone mask from the short film Never Hike Alone. This mask, I like how the fact that they're kind of going back to basics with this mask and basically trying to make like not like a clean version of it, but basically like, don't add chevrons, let's just make it like a mask that is just dirty and just like, you know, just has like the classic Jason shape to it. And I really like how like has like a ghostly feel to it, how like there's not really like color, it's just more like a dark brown, and like has like those streaks in it and stuff, and I like it, and it's like really cool. But obviously it's not better than, you know, other ones. Like, I kind of don't like I think like it's just like the wideness of the mask I kind of don't like. But yeah, everything about it too is pretty cool. But yeah, it's, you know, if you compare it to other masks, this is low on the list. Next, we have the Jason Goes to Hell mask. I actually really like this mask. Don't like the movie, but I really like this mask. And basically, the only thing that kills it so much is this weird silly putty Jason head that is fused to the mask. Yeah, in that movie, the mask is fused to Jason's face, and it's just so dumb. And everything about it, that's what kills it. Like, the mask is great, but the skin overlapping it and kind of like making it like a weird like look, that's what kills it for me. But everything else is amazing. The color of it, the damage, especially when he has the end damage with like the eye, like the eye's messed up right there. There's also like a whole bunch of damage happening right here. Everything about it is great except for the silly putty Jason. That's what kills it for me. Number 8, we have Part 5 Jason, aka Roy Burns. And I know he's not Jason, but you know, this is ranking the Jason mask, not actual Jason. But basically, I actually really like this mask. This mask is pretty cool, and it is up there in the list. You know, it made it into the top 10. And the things that I like about it is that it kind of does like a different approach to it, and instead of making it a yellowish mask, it's actually a white mask, and it has blue chevrons, and then there's a little bit of a hint detail in the mask where there's actually blue paint on the bottom and top of the mask to show that, oh, this is not Jason's original mask. This is actually Roy painting on the chevrons and basically, you know, making this outfit so he could, like, you know, be Jason. And I know that movie kind of kills. A lot of people don't like the fact that Jason is not really killing people and all that stuff. But hey, you know, we're just ranking the mask. But yeah, I like the mask because it has the blue chevrons. And especially, they're like the big chevrons that go down like that. That's what I like about it. Number 7 is going to be the remake mask. The remake Jason mask, I think, is probably like, it is a cool mask that is supposed to emulate the one from Part 3 to the T. The damage on it, or well, like the scratches, the coloring, the chevrons, everything about it is great. The only thing that will make it better and a little bit higher on the list, if they would have added damage, if they would have put the axe mark in there, if they would have done more to the mask, this mask would have went above and beyond. Because I feel like the thing that's holding it back is the damage. Is like, hey, we have this awesome mask that like Jason is wearing, but it needs that damage to actually show that story more and stuff, and that's the only drawback of it. Number 6, we have the Jason Takes Manhattan mask, which this mask I thought was actually going to go higher in the list because I remember watching this movie, and I think this movie was like the one that was most streamed on, like, you know, the Sci-Fi Channel. But anyways, besides the point, the mask, I remember the mask like so like clearly, how like it just had like a wet look. The chevrons were really like skinny and tiny and stuff. It had like a wide effect, and the wide effect actually works with this mask, and I actually really like this mask, like the whole thing about it, especially at the end, because I like when, like, you know, like the mask kind of like has like a whole bunch of damage and like tells a story. At the end, when the toxic waste hits Jason and then the mask melts and stuff, that look of the mask is so cool, and I wish I had more screen time, but obviously, you know, that's when Jason kind of like dies. But basically, besides that, the base mask throughout the whole movie is actually really cool, and I love that shine where it's like it's just wet and it's really cool. And besides the point, you know, this is kind of the point in the video where like a lot of these masks are kind of like neck at neck, where it's like I really like this mask, but you know, just other masks are kind of like more better, you know. But anyways, yeah, so that was my number 6. So we're getting into our top 5. Let's get it. We're getting into it. Make sure to get the popcorn ready. But basically, number 5 is gonna be Part 3, the Jason mask, the classic Jason mask, the one that Shelly wore and died with, and Jason took. I mean, come on, there's no wrong thing about it. It's the classic Jason mask, the one that everybody knows. At the end, it gets the axe mark, and there's no really bad thing about this mask other than like I said, he gets the axe mark at the end. So basically what I'm saying is that there was no damage to the mask. So basically it was just the clean slate of it. But obviously, you know, it's the first time he's having the mask in the movie. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just love this mask. It made it in the top 5. It's great. So number 4, we have Freddy vs. Jason. I actually really like this mask, especially because in the movie, a lot of people don't notice it, but in the movie, Jason's mask changes like 4 times in that movie. Like in one scene, it's clean, and then the next scene has like the battle damage, and then the next scene has like the Freddy claw marks. His mask changes so much in that movie that it's so cool, especially when the Freddy claw marks on it. Like that mask is so awesome. Like it really like emulates that Freddy like clawed his mask, and I think that's one of like the best looks in that movie for Jason. And that mask is just superior. Like that mask is awesome. The only kind of like drawback about it is that the mask does change all the time. Like, you know, there's not like I'm pretty sure that in the start of the movie, his mask is clean, and then he gets the battle damage after fighting Freddy, but then it goes back to clean, and then it gets the claw marks, and then it goes back to clean. Like, it's just like, the mask is a little bit weird of, like, you know, it's jumping always to, like, different, like, you know, masks, but, you know, I really like the mask, and that's why it's in the top 4. Now we have number 3. We have Part 4, Jason Voorhees. I really like this mask because not only it's literally just the continuation mask from Part 3, but also there's just more damage to it. It has the axe mark. The chevrons are kind of like, you know, going away, and by the end of the movie, like, you know, the almost all the chevrons are gone. The mask is just all like scratched up. The paint is coming off. Like, I just love the story that it tells, especially the way how the movie like goes to from the mask being like, you know, kind of like similar to part 3, but then as the movie keeps going along, at the end the mask is just all torn up with like the paint coming off. There's barely no chevrons there, and the axe mark is still there. He's bleeding and all that stuff, and it's just a really cool mask, and I just love it. Now we have number 2, part 7, the New Blood. This mask is one of the greatest masks. I thought this mask was actually going to be on the number 1 because on how cool it is. Not only the battle damage of it, on how like it's blown off from here, and the axe mark, and how like the coloring of the mask, and how like it's a little bit warped, and not only that, but the chevron, how like it, like there's even damage to this, like kind of damage to the chevron where it's wavy. Like the whole look of that mask is just amazing, and I thought it was gonna be number 1, but you know, after thinking about it and actually thinking about like, you know, everything, it wasn't, but at least it got into the top 2. But yeah, I just love this mask. I love how it looks. Oh, and I love how the mask at the end of the movie kind of, it breaks apart and it shows Jason's face, his gnarly face. I love that, how like it just does that. But yeah, that's why it's in the number 2 spot. Now it's time for the number 1 spot. Like I said, there are so many Jason masks that I love, but for some reason, the part 6 Jason Lives mask, I think, is one of the best Jason masks that Jason has ever worn on screen. Because I just feel like, first of all, the mask from the beginning all the way to the end is amazing. The coloring, the one chevron, the leather straps, the way how the mask looks. Like when you look at that, you think of Jason. Like you think of Jason Voorhees. And the thing that just blows it over the water for me is that with me as a Friday the 13th fan, you tend to wonder, wait, in the movies, people don't really use guns on Jason. Like they have, but they never aim for the head and just like shoot him in the mask. And that's the thing that kind of like makes me think about like, oh, what would Jason's mask look like with like a bullet in it, or bullet damage or anything? Like I want to see that more. And this mask showed that with one bullet hit Jason's forehead, like somewhere right here, and it has bullet damage. And that's the thing that just makes it so cool, is there's literally a bullet hole in Jason's head. And I wish that more masks would show that damage and show like, oh, like there's a bullet there. And that's the thing that makes it go over the edge. It's just like, oh, that bullet hole. And also like towards like kind of the ending of the movie, there's like a little bit of blood splatter too, which I actually really like. And basically just everything about this mask is just amazing, and that's why this is a type of mask that like I would actually want to have and like make and all that stuff, like screen accurate and just like get the leather shots and all that. But yeah, that's my number 1 spot out of all of them. Alright guys, we have just ranked all the Jason masks out of the entire franchise. Hope you guys enjoyed me ranking all the Jason masks from 13 all the way to 1. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more of like me ranking stuff, let us know. I feel like it would be cool to rank the Michael Myers mask, because there's a whole bunch in that freaking franchise, and also like the Leatherface mask, which those are pretty cool, and heck, even maybe the Ghostface mask. All of them are technically the same, it's just the white ones. But yeah, just let us know, you know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and click the little bell to get notified on every video that we do. Where are we? And we're out. Peace.